Did you read Daisy Jones and the Six, the book, and now you've watched the first three episodes of the Amazon series? Can we talk about it? Specifically, can we talk about your biggest beefs if you did read the book and things that I'm trying to get over with the series? Let's do it. First, I want to talk about the character of Daisy. I feel like she's been so softened in the series. In the book, she is this raging alcoholic, drug addict, this force of nature that you cannot take your eyes off if she enters a room. Just this goddess, unique superwoman of a person. And I feel like this Daisy is more subdued and just a different person. It really isn't a Daisy Jones and the Six because there isn't a the Six. They kind of try to make it where Camila is the sixth member and she's a photographer and all this stuff, but there is no six. And I'm trying not to nitpick, but there were so many like little minor details that you're going, why would they do that? So, for example, like Camila joins them and travels to LA with them versus Billy and the crew go out first. And then it's a whole big deal that he writes a song for her and it's a hit for her to come. I feel like that was really cool. Daisy randomly plays in a bar versus like going up on stage with the guy that she's dating and it being like this epic moment for her. That's another thing I'm talking about where they turn it into like this quiet moment where in the book it felt like this cool, she's no shoes on going out on stage, like very Janis Joplin-y type of deal. All nitpicky things, especially because I live in LA. And the book, they rent a house in Topanga Canyon, which if you live in LA, that's a totally different vibe than Laurel Canyon, which is known traditionally in the music scene as like the place to be. Camilla stays in the group house after they have the baby. Whereas in the books, you know, her and Billy have their own place. It was interesting that they kept her there and had her mom come out, where in the books, she was very much doing everything on her own. And Billy actually goes to the hospital, but then chooses not to see the baby, whereas he made a different choice. And one of the biggest irks was having Billy completely quit the band and then having these people audition. I'm just kind of going, what is this? I feel like there was other stuff we could be doing versus this whole sidetrack of a thing when he didn't need to quit the band, but they did that for the show. Like, how did that really benefit the show? I find novel Daisy Jones just so much more compelling. She leaves home at a really young age. She's trying to be a writer, but she signs a record deal where they make her record songs she doesn't want to sing, and she comes into it in the show already as a writer. And I feel like I'm missing that fight from her, where she really had to fight tooth and nail to become a writer. And I'm just not loving the depiction of her character in the series. I know we're only 3 episodes in, but I hope we get to more of this Daisy as the show continues, because this is the Daisy I think we were all enthralled with. This is a superstar Daisy. Right now we're getting like a TV star Daisy. Simone, there's some differences too. I really hope we're going to get this disco diva Simone that finds a lot of success on the European circuit, singing disco. Right now I also feel like she's more subdued, like the scene with the record producer kind of rubbing her leg, and then her sexuality was unknown in the novel, and here they're portraying her as liking women so far. So I do hope we get our Disco Simone. Billy, I'm kind of like, like I don't love him, don't hate him. We'll have to see how things go, but he's definitely not someone that's really drawing me in either. I am enjoying the show, so I want to be clear. And sometimes I think it's maybe to your detriment if you've read a book and you really love it and then you see how they portray it. Sometimes it's a disappointment. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me know.